In this video, we're going to define two subscriptions for a specific article type. The main assumption that we are working with here is that your articles, or that is articles in one single category, are distinguishable and isolatable by their URL path. In other words, you can see in my example that all the Economist articles have the same URL prefix, which is connector script and Economist. And then there is the article name. That means that all of them have the same prefix, first of all, and secondly, that if you navigate to a, say, sports article, for example, it will have a different prefix here, not an Economist. In this way, you can apply a subscription that would be defined only for this specific category, so that is only for economy articles. If this is not the case for you, you might look into our other scenario, which deals with referencing these articles based on their article ID. Okay, so now enough about prerequisites. Let's get into the configuration itself. Let's go back to our connector. Let's go to the subscriptions page. Here we can define a new subscription, so we click on plus. Let's give it a title, say Economist 1 week, for example. And let's write here subscribe to Economist for not 1 month, but for a week. Remember, title and descriptions are visible to the end user, so we need to put something in that is meaningful. Now let's define the path prefix match, and we have seen in our level 4 why this is relevant. So what we need to grab here is exactly this part here, which is the part before the article itself and after the base URL. So we need to paste it in here. This means that all the articles that have this same path prefix are going to be matched in this purchase option. Okay, now let's define the validity period to 1 week, and let's set a price of, say, €3. Pay now. Let's click on the template as well. This way we know which part of the content is going to be obfuscated and which one is going to stay even with the paywall. And let's save this. Now make sure just one thing before we test whether this solution works. If it doesn't work for you, make sure that the script, the connector script, is being loaded on all of your pages. So that is on all the articles that are going to be covered by this purchasing option. For this, you need to add, of course, the source code of your web pages and just to insert this one script line here. So it's basically just copy pasting this line here. You will find it in the guide as well. Okay, now let's go back to the browser. And let's check whether this has been applied. And you see indeed that we have now Economist 1 week, subscribe to an Economist for 1 week, and this purchasing option is set to €3. Now if we want to add another one, it's very easy. We just go back to our connector dashboard, we click on the subscriptions. Let's say this is a subscription. What was the name again? It was Economist 1 week, so let's call this one Economist 1 month. So subscribe to an Economist for a month. We can keep this text. We have the same path prefix match like we had here, so we can again copy this part. And let's set the validity to 1 month. Let's set the price something more than 1 week, so I don't know, €6 for example. Let's link this to the template. Let's click on save. And if we navigate back to our web page here, we're going to see the second option has been added below. So it's as simple as that. Now remember, this applies to all the cases where you will have them defined cleanly in a category. Now also, if you want to define this for, say, your entire blog, if you want users to subscribe to your entire blog, then you would probably be using this solution here, because you wouldn't need much of pattern matching. Basically, it would match just your entire website. However, if you have a case which is more complex than that, or you need really to fragment your articles in a different way, then you need to go the article ID route, which will be explored in one of the next scenarios.